Welcome home, brave heroes and young explorers alike. I'm Ash, this is Ash Quest, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Odyssey of the Phobos, a My First Adventure storybook in which you are the hero from Fable Fox Press. Odyssey of the Phobos is one of a series of books aimed towards younger readers with fun art and simple storylines and surprising game mechanics within the book that allow you to go on a journey repeatedly. The decisions you make during your adventure will change the course of how the adventure plays out and perhaps get you a unique ending. If you are a connoisseur of the choose your own adventure books, then this one might catch your interest. And if you're trying to get your young one into a series like Lone Wolf or Fighting Fantasy, then this could be a good start to get them hooked. That is, if the fantastic art and writing of the Lone Wolf series of books or the scholastic accessibility of Fighting Fantasy isn't already doing that for them. We can't really give this product an overview without checking out the contents, and we can't check out the contents without spoiling them, so we're going to play the Odyssey of the Phobos adventure right here, right now. And to do so, we'll simply turn to page 1. You'll notice immediately that we have wheels in the corners of the book. These wheels actually track the player's inventory, which automatically makes things quite a bit interesting. One of the wheels helps the reader/player keep track of which character they have chosen, because you can actually choose one of 3 characters. The other books in this series include Discovering Atlantis and Journey to Ochreland. I chose the space one because space is cool. The original concept of this is from GameFlow. Might be worth looking up, seeing what other gaming content they have. Making decisions and choice selection. In this role-playing book, you are the one making the decisions. On pages divided into 3 parts, you must make one choice. Read each option, consider your discs, and then choose one of the 3 paths. Choose carefully, as there is no turning back. Turn the page you chose and continue reading left to right. Play multiple times and explore new paths. So they talk about there being 3 paths per page, and you'll see how that works momentarily. The first thing to do before playing a new adventure is making sure you set your green, blue, and yellow discs to their blank areas, which we have done. There's not a minute to lose. Let's take on the role of our captain. Which character do you want to play? Toby, the curious botanist? Gloob, the moonfolk mechanic? Or Eclipse, the lively hothead pilot? Choose your character by turning the red disc. For this playthrough, let's go ahead and pick Toby. So we'll turn this disc until we see Toby. Note, disc may be cantankerous. Turn with reckless abandon. There's Toby. We can begin our adventure. On the very next page, it becomes evident how this choose your own adventure mechanic is going to play out. Each one of these spiral ring binder pages is actually split up into 3 sections. And after reading the question on the left page, you will make your decision based on the right page or section of the page on the right, and then turn that to get to your next objective. Let's continue. You are the captain of the ship Phobos, a small spaceship currently in the hangar of the big space station called 24B. You and your crew receive a sudden distress call. Bip-Bop, your robot pal, seems to have had an accident and is stuck in space. You're going to have to rescue him. To ensure the mission's success, you must prepare your ship before taking off. How will you go about this? Try to get a new powerful ship reactor from the cautious scrapper in the parts depot? Do some maintenance on your ship in the hangar? Ask the stern space station commander for a radar? Well, let's see. We're Toby, and I don't know that it really matters necessarily who we are. We'll go ahead and ask the stern space station commander for a radar. Perhaps Toby's got a little bit of pull in this adventure. So flipping that, you shyly ask for a super radar from the commander in charge of the space station. Are you Eclipse? If yes, turn 1 page. If no, turn 2 pages. And I'm not Eclipse, unfortunately, so I'll be turning 2 pages. I'm guessing that Eclipse would have bossed her way through to get this. The mayor shakes her head. Sorry, Captain, but a super radar costs a fortune, and knowing your pilot, Eclipse, she won't even use it before rushing in blindly. You sigh, but you understand. It's not always easy to have a pilot like Eclipse in your crew. You go back to the hangar to tell the others you won't get a radar this time. Ugh, crap. Turn 1 page to continue your mission. So, if you'll observe, turning this page is actually turning a full-sized page, which allows us to get to a completely new section of the book. We've made our choice, we've gone through that phase, it's time for the next one. Ready at last, you take off for your mission. After a long journey through space, you reach the damaged ship from the distress call. No sign of Bip-Bop. You'll have to explore inside to find him. You put on your astronaut suit. You now have to find a way to get into the ship. How will you get inside? We can try to gain access to the main mechanical lock. We can explore around to find another way in, or we can try to go in through the cargo hold. I think that we will explore around to try to find another way in. And so, we'll turn this page. You approach the ship slowly. You note that the hull looks seriously damaged. The impact must have been caused by something really unique. You wonder what caused it. You also see a porthole through which you will likely be able to see inside. If you want to go to the porthole, turn 1 page. If you want to inspect the damage, turn 2 pages. Let's go to the porthole and just turn 1 page. Through the porthole, you spot Bip-Bop the robot. He's badly damaged, though he manages to point you towards a small hatch on the side of the ship. You open the hatch, retrieve Bip-Bop, and return to the Phobos to repair him. Turn 2 pages to continue your mission. Thusly, we turn 2 pages. Back on the Phobos, you examine Bip-Bop. He really is in very bad shape. It seems you'll have to find some more parts in order to repair him. You consider all of the nearby places that you could go to. What will you say to the crew? The moonfolk may help us. Let's go there. The store on the nearby satellite might have spare parts to trade. Maybe we can still retrieve something from the mangled wreckage. I think we'll have to go that route. We don't have a moonfolkian as our captain, so going to the moon, that may prove erroneous. Now, I'm going to cheat just a little bit and see if that would have been the correct response. It looks like it would have asked us if we had the moon shrimps, whatever those were. Rest assured, that's an item that we would have been able to get before getting to this point. In other words, the moon shrimps item would have been something that we'd gain as a reward for making the right choice in one of the previous 2 sections. Maybe we can still retrieve something from the mangled wreckage? You remember that Bip-Bop keeps some spare parts in the safe of his ship. Unfortunately, he's still quite shaken up and cannot remember the code right now. Is the blowtorch on the blue disc? If yes, turn 1 page. If not, turn 2 pages. I don't have a blowtorch. I'm gonna have to turn 2 pages. After having no luck with a few educated guesses, you just resort to entering codes at random for a long while. Eventually, you must return to the Phobos empty-handed. Turn 1 page to continue your mission. We are utterly and completely useless at this point. Bip-Bop starts to come to his senses and directs you to a colony on the neighboring planet. There are sure to be more parts there. To reach the colony, you identify several possible landing areas. Where will you land? Near the strange alien monument? Near the site of a former crash? Or in the lushly vegetated meadow? The lushly vegetated meadow is exactly where we're going to go. I am a botanist and I will not be useless in this adventure. And so, the Phobos lands in a meadow, surrounded by giant plants. What an unusual place, full of buzzing insects. Are you Toby? If yes, turn 1 page. Finally, a chance to prove myself as captain of this ship. You go up to one of the plants and order a stop. It's a rare medicinal plant, the blue spotted bulb. What a stroke of luck to have found it. You take time to pick it before continuing on your way. Add the medicinal plant to the yellow disc. And so, we finally have an item. Now, it's worth noting that this doesn't necessarily mean we'll get the opportunity to use the item depending on what choices we make. So, we'll turn 2 pages to continue our mission and hope that we can use the rare medicinal plant. After a long walk, the luminous dome of the colony stands before you. You are finally ready to look for the parts. What will you say to the crew? Let's go to the scrapyard? They also tend to robots in the hospital, or that big robot looks to be in bad shape. Let's try to help him. Now, I want to say that this is the morally correct answer, but I do not believe that our medicinal plant will help the robot, so we'll go to the hospital. We might be able to make a trade. And so, you make your way to the hospital that stocks spare parts to repair robots. While you are there, you notice that some of the patients have strange blue spots on their noses. Do you have the medicinal plant? If yes, turn 1 page. If no, turn 2 pages. I was right, and I'm going to turn 1 page. You quickly examine one of the patients. No doubt about it, he needs the blue spotted bulb plant. You give him a little bit of it, and a few minutes later, he is cured. Surprised, the nurse explains that they are currently experiencing an itchy nose epidemic. You quickly explain where and how to find the precious plant. As a thank you, she offers you a brand new robot leg. Add the robot leg to the yellow disc. Awesome! We got ourselves a robot part. That doesn't look like a leg to me, but it's a leg. Suddenly you receive a call. It's the space station commander who asks you to return as quickly as possible. The usual route will take too long. Which shortcut should you take? The unknown route through the foggy nebula, the dangerous route through the asteroid field, or the strange route by leaping into the spatial vortex? Well, let's see. This looks like something our hothead pilot would be able to get through with no problem. However, she's not the captain. So 50-50 chance here. The unknown route is the one that seems more interesting to me. Let's go. You enter the nebula. Soon you can't see anything beyond the space dust. It is as though you were in a thick fog. Do you have the super radar? No! No. Turn 2 pages. It's okay. I don't think that I have any more opportunities here. The Phobos advances blindly within the nebula and you quickly lose your way. At least you manage to avoid any accidents. When you finally reach the space station, very late, the commander is not happy with you. Turn 1 page to continue your mission. And I think we're just about at the end here. You're not done just yet. You now have to patch up your friend, Bip Bop. You take him to the workshop and get ready to finish the repairs. What have you brought back? No parts? 1 or 2 parts? Or 2 parts and the trophy? Well, I definitely got 1 part, and as expected, that's kind of the middle of the road ending for me. Not the best, but not the worst. I avoid a painful, terrible end at the hands of a completely child-friendly conclusion. But we'll go ahead and turn the page for 1 part, since I do have the robot leg. You think you have enough parts to do a good job. Do you have the scrap? Oh no. I don't. I'm gonna turn 2 pages. My bad for not having the scrap. You assemble and reassemble Bip Bop until he's as good as new. Bip Bop is safe and happy. Thank you. Not bad, but perhaps you can do even better? Try the mission again. And that is the end, with a turning of the page just confirming that it's the end of the book, providing us easier access to the discs so that we can turn them and reinitialize our inventory to 0. That's the Odyssey of the Phobos. I'll put a link in the description below where you can find it on Amazon. I thought this was pretty interesting, not something I'm going to keep or play, and my kid is really too old to enjoy this. I've got a nephew that might really like it. But if anything, it did kind of give me some ideas for my own homebrew adventures. Some ways to make my own game book, or at the very least, something that I could maybe throw together to keep a younger one entertained while us adults are doing adult tasks like playing Hero Quest. That is, until the young one is old enough to play Hero Quest with us. It's always the goal, right? And that, brave adventurers, young and old alike, that didn't come out quite how I meant it to. Young and old. It's like the adventurous young ones that I referenced at the beginning, and then the brave heroes are all old. Well, no, you can't be brave unless you're old. No, that's not the right message either. Cornelius, finish this outro for me. I'm going home. I'm not awake. I'm not ready for the camera. Boy, lone wolf today. Jungle of Horrors, available from Holmgard Press. No. What do you expect when you wake a dragon from its slumber? What are you talking about? I don't get paid enough for this. Have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.